Once upon a time, in a sleepy little village there stood an old farm, forgotten by many, yet full of stories waiting to be told. In the heart of this farm, there was an abandoned barn, weathered by time, where the sun cast dancing patterns through the cracks in the wooden walls. In this barn, a flurry of tiny paws pitter-pattered on the hay-covered floor. There were 4 puppies. The puppies lived with their loving mother, Daisy. With eager hearts and wagging tails, the pups absorbed Daisy's lessons and set out on their own explorations. Their days were filled with boundless excitement, frolicking in the golden fields and playing hide-and-seek among the hay bales. Whiskers and his siblings discovered the wonders of the farm, meeting new friends in the form of cows and chickens. And even a wise old goat named Winston would regale them with stories of the farm's past, sharing tales of triumph and friendship. He taught them about the rhythm of the seasons and the secrets hidden within the whispering winds. "Ah, young ones," Winston chuckled, his beard twitching, "always cherish the lessons from the earth and the creatures around you. They'll guide you through life's journey." Under Daisy's watchful gaze, the pups learned to forage for tidbits left by the villagers, scavenging for fallen fruits and scraps of bread. Despite the old lady's generosity in providing meals, Daisy insisted on teaching her pups self-reliance, instilling in them the skills to survive beyond the safety of the barn. As days turned into weeks, the bond among the siblings grew stronger. They formed an unbreakable pack, supporting each other through their adventures and discoveries. Whiskers, with his playful antics and insatiable curiosity, often led his siblings into delightful escapades, whether it was chasing butterflies or exploring hidden nooks around the farm.
Within its weathered barn, the tiny pups nestled close to their caring mother, Daisy. Daisy watched over her little ones with an abundance of warmth and worry in her heart.
"My dear little ones," Daisy began, her voice soft and tender, "soon you will grow big and strong, and the old lady may not be able to feed us all. I hope that each of you will find a loving home with a human family that can care for you." The pups looked up at Daisy with wide, innocent eyes, their ears perked with curiosity. "But why can't we stay with the old lady?" asked one of the pups, tilting its head in confusion. Daisy sighed, her heart heavy. "We are just too many dogs for one person or one family to take care of. You will be big soon, bigger than me even. That is a lot of food and a lot of work. I, too, once had a home with humans and a lot of sheep," she said. "But my humans were worried that they will not be able to take care of puppies. I guess that is why they decided to send me away. We rode together in a car, but at one point, they let me out and drove away. That's how I found my way to this village and discovered the comfort and love of the old lady in this farm." The pups listened intently as Daisy recounted her journey from being abandoned by her human family to finding solace and care under the old lady's barn. "I am happy here now," Daisy continued, her gaze drifting to the horizon, "but you all must find your own homes. I worry that might not happen, and you might have to live as stray dogs on the streets." Her words hung heavy in the air, casting a somber shadow over the barn. The pups huddled closer to Daisy, seeking comfort in her presence.
"But what can we do, Mama Daisy?" asked Whiskers, his eyes filled with concern.
Daisy nuzzled her pups affectionately, a glimmer of hope shining in her eyes. "We can be brave, my darlings. We can show our best selves to those who may become our new families. We can wag our tails, shower them with love, and be the most loyal companions they've ever known." The days passed and the pups grew stronger, each day becoming more adventurous and independent. Whiskers, the most spirited of the litter, led his siblings in exploring every nook and cranny of the farm, while Daisy watched over them with a mix of pride and concern. Determined to prepare her pups for the uncertainties that lay ahead, Daisy taught them essential skills for survival. She led them on adventures around the farm, teaching them how to find food and interact with the other animals. As time passed, Daisy's worries lingered, but she held on to a glimmer of hope that her pups would find loving homes. She observed as they interacted with the old lady, showering her with affection and showcasing their playful antics, hoping to catch the attention of a kind soul who would take them in. One sunny afternoon, as the pups were joyfully tumbling in the barnyard, an unexpected visitor arrived, the old lady's brother, Uncle Arthur. Uncle Arthur's arrival brought a wave of excitement, and Whiskers and his siblings ran toward him, tails wagging furiously. Uncle Arthur's eyes twinkled with warmth as he knelt down to greet them. "Well, well, what do we have here? A merry bunch of pups, I see." He laughed heartily as Whiskers clumsily attempted to mimic his playful gestures, filling the barnyard with infectious joy. It was a great first day of Uncle Arthur's visit. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over the farm, Uncle Arthur sat down with his sister, Daisy, and the puppies and shared stories of family, love, and the importance of cherishing every moment. "My dear little friends," Uncle Arthur said, his voice gentle, "life is a grand journey filled with countless stories waiting to unfold. Treasure each day, for it is in these simple moments that we find true happiness." Underneath the twinkling stars, the pups nestled close to their mother, Daisy, feeling grateful for the love and wisdom shared by all they had encountered. With dreams of new adventures dancing in his head, Whiskers drifted into a peaceful sleep, knowing that the bonds he forged and the lessons he learned would guide him on his wondrous journey through life. The sun rose on the farm, painting the sky with hues of pink and gold. Daisy watched the horizon with a sense of peaceful contentment. It had been a few days since Uncle Arthur was a guest at the house, and the puppies already followed him everywhere. As the morning unfolded, the peaceful ambience of the farm was interrupted by the familiar sight of Uncle Arthur's old pickup truck rumbling down the dirt road. Uncle Arthur was beaming with enthusiasm. "Good morning, sis," he greeted the old lady, his voice filled with excitement. "I've got an idea that might just find homes for Daisy's pups." The old lady's eyes twinkled with curiosity as Uncle Arthur explained his plan. He proposed taking the pups to the bustling market day in the nearby town, where they could meet potential families looking for furry companions. "You don't propose to sell them on the market, surely?" exclaimed the old lady in horror. "Oh, no, of course not. No one should ever sell puppies," said loudly Uncle Arthur. "I propose to take them to the market where we will meet a lot of people and tell them we are looking for kind folk willing to adopt the pups. If we meet anyone interested, I can invite them here to introduce them to you and to Daisy and see if you too would like them and trust them to be guardians of the puppies." Daisy looked up at Uncle Arthur, her heart a mix of hope and apprehension. She knew it was a chance for her pups to find loving homes, yet the thought of parting with her babies tugged at her heartstrings. With a mix of determination and excitement, Uncle Arthur loaded the 4 pups into the back of his pickup truck. Daisy watched with a mix of worry and anticipation as Uncle Arthur promised to bring her beloved pups back to the farm soon. As they arrived at the lively town market, the pups' eyes widened in amazement at the sights and sounds surrounding them. The vibrant colors of market stalls, the chatter of vendors, and the curious gazes of passers-by fascinated them. Uncle Arthur set up a cozy space for the pups near a bustling walkway, where they could be seen by everyone passing by. He put up a big sign, which said, "Puppies for Adoption." The pups, tails wagging with excitement, eagerly awaited the attention of potential families. Children giggled as they looked at the puppies, marveling at the adorable faces staring back at them. Families stopped to admire the playful nature of the pups, their hearts warmed by their boundless enthusiasm. Uncle Arthur, with his friendly demeanor and a twinkle in his eye, engaged with the visitors, sharing stories about the pups' affectionate nature. His warm words and genuine love for the pups drew people closer, sparking interest. Throughout the day, the pups reveled in the attention, wagging their tails and showering everyone with joyful licks. Each passing moment brought them closer to finding a forever home. As the sun began its descent, Uncle Arthur noticed a family lingering around, captivated by the pups' charm. The family's faces lit up with delight, and it looked like their hearts felt a connection to the pups. Uncle Arthur struck up a conversation, sharing tales of the pups' adventures on the farm and inviting the family to visit the farm to meet the pups again. With a warm smile, he handed them a card with the farm's address. As the market day drew to a close, Uncle Arthur gently loaded the pups back into his truck, their tails wagging with tired happiness. They all drove back to the farm. Uncle Arthur met the old lady with a glint of hope in his eyes. "Sis, I think I've found some potential families for these little ones," he said, his voice filled with optimism. The old lady nodded, her heart hopeful yet filled with a hint of nostalgia for the pups she had watched grow. As the evening progressed, Uncle Arthur reassured Daisy, "We'll find the best homes for them. They'll be loved and cherished, just like you taught them to be." Whiskers listened, thinking of the exciting day they had at the market and eagerly wondering what comes next. The day after their eventful visit to the market, the farm buzzed with anticipation. The puppies nestled together, their tails wagging eagerly as they waited for the arrival of the family who had shown such interest in them. In the late morning, the sound of a car pulling up the gravel road signaled the arrival of the family. Aunt Dana, the old lady of the farm, went out to greet them warmly. They stepped out of their car, a mother, a father, and two 6-year-old identical twin girls. Their faces radiated kindness and enthusiasm, their eyes shining with excitement at the prospect of meeting the puppies. "We've been looking for a dog to join our family for quite some time," the father explained, his gaze filled with warmth. "When we saw the puppies at the market, we felt it was meant to be." Uncle Arthur, with his ever-friendly demeanor, joined Aunt Dana to welcome the visitors. They all gathered on the porch, where Aunt Dana had set up a small tea table with sponge cake and refreshing berries. Not far away from them, the puppies peeked out from behind Daisy, curious yet cautious. Daisy nudged them forward gently, encouraging them to meet the potential new family. The twin girls' faces lit up at the sight of the pups. They giggled and squealed with delight, their eyes sparkling with joy. The girls moved closer, their laughter filling the air as they observed the pups with fascination. Dottie, one of the pups, with her playful spirit and the endearing dot-shaped marking on her front, was the first to run towards the girls. As they called out to the puppies, Dottie bounded forward, wagging her tail enthusiastically. The twin girls knelt down to meet Dottie, their eyes wide with admiration. "She's beautiful," they exclaimed in unison, gently petting her soft fur. Dottie basked in the attention, her tail wagging furiously as she soaked up the affection from the girls. She felt a sense of warmth and belonging, a feeling that perhaps this family could be her forever home. After a delightful afternoon spent playing with the puppies and getting to know Daisy, the family expressed their gratitude to Aunt Dana and Uncle Arthur and promised to return in 2 days. As they bid farewell and drove away, the old lady watched them go with a mix of emotions. She saw the spark of joy in the eyes of the twin girls and sensed the genuine love the family had for the pups. She hoped that this could be the beginning of a beautiful bond. Later that evening, back in the safety of the barn, Whiskers, Dottie and their siblings gathered around Daisy, eager to share their day's adventures. "Mom, they were so nice!" Dottie exclaimed, her tail wagging with excitement. "The girls played with me, and they said I was beautiful because of my dot." But, stopped Dottie thinking. "I was not sure which girl is which. They were exactly the same. Mama, how come 2 humans look the same?" Daisy smiled warmly at her pups, her eyes brimming with maternal affection. "Ah, my little ones, let me tell you about twins," she began, settling down among them. "Twins are like special friends who are born together, just like you all were born together. Did you know you were also kind of twins? But with the difference that you are 4, not 2. For puppies or humans born together are called quadruplets." The pups listened intently as Daisy explained the concept of twins and quadruplets, describing how sometimes they look exactly the same, while other times they may have differences, just like how each of them had their unique markings and personalities. "Those girls are identical twins," Daisy said. "Sometimes twins look exactly the same. And you are not identical quadruplets. Dottie has her dot, Whiskers has his long whiskers, Stripes has his stripes, and Boots has his, well, boots. But even though those girls look the same, they are different inside." Daisy nodded, her heart swelling with pride at her pup's understanding. "Yes, my darlings. Each one of us is special in our own way, and that's what makes us unique." 2 days had passed since the lively meeting at the farm, and the air was tinged with anticipation. Whiskers and his siblings scampered around the barn, their tails wagging in excitement. Daisy nuzzled them affectionately, sensing the bittersweet moment that loomed ahead. As the sun hung high in the sky, the familiar sound of a car approaching echoed through the farm. The family, who had shown so much interest in Dottie, had returned. Aunt Dana and Uncle Arthur welcomed them with open arms, and the family beamed with joy at the prospect of bringing Dottie home. The twin girls rushed forward, their eyes gleaming with excitement, as they spotted Dottie among her siblings. "Dottie! Dottie!" they called out, and the little pup bounded toward them, her tail wagging furiously. The twins knelt down, embracing Dottie with affection. "Are you ready to come home with us, sweet girl?" they asked, their voices filled with tenderness. Dottie, torn between the familiarity of the barn and the warmth of the family, glanced back at her mother and siblings. Daisy approached, her eyes shimmering with a mix of pride and sorrow. She nuzzled Dottie gently, whispering words of love and encouragement. "Be a good girl, Dottie. Remember what I taught you," Daisy said, her voice a soft melody. "Look out for passing cars when they take you out for a walk, and always be careful not to get lost." Dottie nuzzled her mother back, a silent promise to remember and cherish the lessons she had been given. After a long glance at her siblings, she turned to the twins and slowly walked towards them. The mother, with a smile that radiated warmth, petted Daisy on the head. "Don't worry, darling," she said. "We live not far away in the town, where we met the puppies at the market. We promise we will bring Dottie often here." Daisy barked loudly and happily as if she understood what was being said. Everybody laughed. Aunt Dana, her eyes twinkling with kindness, said, "We'll be looking forward to seeing you all again. Take good care of Dottie, won't you?" The family loaded Dottie into their car, and as they drove away, a mix of emotions lingered in the air. The remaining pups watched from the farm, their hearts heavy yet hopeful. Daisy was happy as she knew she was going to see Dottie again soon, and she was certain Dottie had found a great home.